We're going to get started with the questions. We'll begin with Eric Bailey and then go to Ryan Aber. Eric?
Hey, Spencer. You threw a couple or a few interceptions this season. I was just curious, what have you learned about those throws, and how is Coach Riley working with you to fix those mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, it's just throws I, got to not make, be more careful on. I mean, I don't think it's that deep when you think about it. We work on it every day, and of course I could tune it back and, play more conservative, but I'm still going to play my game, but just play it smarter. That's the only thing right there.
Thanks, Spencer.
Ryan Aber and then Jason Kersey.
Yeah, Spencer, I want to ask you about Austin Stogner. I think it's pretty clear that y'all have a pretty good chemistry and you have plenty of trust in him. How did that develop? And just what have you seen from him here in this early part of your first season as a starter?
Yeah, me and Stog go way back. We met when we committed, I think the same week, when we were sophomores, and then playing at the opening together and doing things like that just creates chemistry on and off the field. So even with a couple other guys on the team. But, yeah, me and Stog definitely have a connection, on the field and off. So, he's been a huge weapon for us this year, and, hopefully he keeps doing his thing.
Appreciate it.
Jason Kersey and Joe Bettner.
Hey, Spencer, sort of along the same lines about Drake Stoops. You seem to have a really good connection with him as well, and he seems to really be good at making tough competitive catches. Do you have a lot of trust in him when you kind of throw the ball up when he goes to make those competitive?
Yeah, I mean, our connection goes back to scout team last year when we were going against the defense. So, getting all those reps and just kind of letting it rip at him and all that. He's a great player, gets open, pretty easily. Yeah, he'll continue to get better, and he's a big part of our team.
Was he one of your go-to guys on scout team?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Joe Bettner and then Caleb McCurry.
Spencer, has there been anything you've learned about these road environments you've been in? You obviously haven't played in Norman in quite a while, but going into TCU, a place where there won't be as many fans as usual. But what have you learned about kind of these road trips so far as trying to lead a team in that type of environment?
Man, they're fun to me. I mean, I think everybody on our team, I like playing home, but playing away is just as fun. Fans talking mess, just a lot of tension, a lot of everything into it. I love playing on the road. It's been fun, but we got a good team on the road this week down in at TCU, and we're preparing for that one, and that should be a fun one.
With some of the COVID precautions, stuff like that, has that made the road trips any weirder or harder for you guys at all, as far as just kind of, I guess the mentally keeping yourself in check with trying to stay safe and everything?
I mean, yeah, but we do everything, probably the safest way. We wear it seems like we wear 5 masks, on the plane, on the buses. We got a big old face shield and a big old mask under it. So definitely staying away from COVID on the road trips.
Thanks, Spencer.
Caleb McCurry and then Bob Prisbillo.
Spencer, ever since you got to OU, how much has Tanner Mordecai helped you out? What have you learned from him? And this season, how are you guys kind of working together, helping each other out?
I mean, just competing with him since I got here, I guess you could say that has helped both of us. Our relationship has grown. We just like to compete against each other, I'd say, and that's healthy for everybody. So,
Bob Prisbillo and then Dean Blevins.
Yeah, Spencer, how different can this offense be if Theo plays at the level like he did against Texas? And what have you seen from him in practice since that game?
I told myself after the Iowa State game, I need to get the ball to Theo a little more, and because that's one of our best weapons right there, and me and him having that chemistry even before we got here, and then in that Texas game, I made it in my mind, and I got to get Chen the ball. And because I know he's going to make plays for me in this offense whenever we need him to. That's a guy I trust, more than anything throwing the ball to. So he's been doing great. He's working on everything. He's getting better, and you should see nothing but improvement from him and a lot of the other guys throughout this year.
Dean Blevins, and then Brandon Drum.
Yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't get unmuted. Spencer, I'm wondering about how you feel you've evolved, for lack of a better word, from the beginning of the season till now. We always hear players and especially quarterbacks talking about things coming slower, that they can see things in slow motion better. And also about your ball protection. Is that something that has been a priority with you forever, or is it something you feel is kind of new and you'll need to work on?
No, definitely. Playing these last 4 games have definitely helped me, grow. Especially with those road games, they definitely help just with the environment and going against the quality of players and quality of teams we're playing. That's definitely helped. Things are starting to slow down for sure. And ball security, it ain't high school no more. I can't run around with the ball in one hand, and that's something I've been working on a lot. So my goal is no more turnovers, fumble wise or interception wise for the rest of the year. That's every quarterback's goal, but got to sharpen that up for sure.
Brandon Drum, and then John Hoover.
Hey, Spencer. I asked Lincoln this earlier, but what have you seen from week 1 to week 4 as far as growth overall throughout the whole team, maybe even more specifically on offense? And how have you changed and evolved as a player, a person, maybe even a leader throughout that period of time?
I would say, just having those two close games that we ended up, not winning, that definitely, helped all of us grow and saw what we needed to sharpen up. Because we're a play or two away from winning those games. So if we can just play, Coach Riley always talks about playing 11-man football instead of 8 or 9-man football with other guys, or even myself or anybody just not doing their job, on that certain play. So I'd say that definitely caught our eye and caught our attention, and we work on that a lot every week. So just as a full team growth, that's definitely been it. And then just for myself, just playing game by game and play by play. My goal has been just to reset my mind after every play and kind of just take a deep breath after a good play or after a bad play. You got to shake it off and keep going. So I think we all have that same mentality of just keep fighting, keep boxing, keep going at it. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to quit. So we're working on what we have to do and go forward with it.
Thanks, Spencer.
John Hoover.
Hey, Spencer. Gary Patterson, he's in his 20th year as head coach at TCU, which means he's been coaching great defenses about as long as you've been alive. They've always done things a little bit differently scheme-wise with the 4-2-5. But when you watch TCU on film as a young quarterback, do you see those differences and how TCU looks specifically? And what does that look like to you? How do you prepare for that?
They got a great defense. A lot of good players on that side of the ball. We study everybody, equally. No matter what their scheme is, we're just gonna do what hopefully works against them. So, just got to kind of watch the film and go off what they do and go out there and execute. That's the goal. So.
Do they get more creative with pressure than some teams do? In other words, smaller guys at bigger positions, so to speak?
From what I've seen, not really, but I know they got. I'm sure Coach Patterson has a bunch of things ready for us. So, we just got to be ready for whatever. Like I said, that's a great defense. Great coached greatly. So, we'll have to be ready to execute against that team.
All right, thank you.